What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be replacing the brake rotors and pads in the Malibu. Today I went to O'Reilly's and had our junkyard drilled and slotted rotors resurfaced, and they look pretty good. I hit them with some brake clean because they left a bunch of dust on them. It was $60 for all four, which I think is a little expensive, and they didn't even clean them off for me. So that was kind of annoying, but whatever, it's fine. We're going to install these. As well as the Duralast ceramic brake pads. What we have right now, super old rotors, really rusted around the edges. Pads are almost gone on all four. There are some grooves in the rotors on all corners, and it'll be nice once we replace them. They're also warped. You can feel it when you're slowing down, especially at high speeds. Tap the brakes, it shakes like crazy. First step is to take the hubcaps off. You just unscrew all of these, and then it should pop off. We'll do that and then get back. There we have it. I do not like the way it looks without them. It looks funny. There's some Black Widow webs. I think it's Black Widow. Really strong spider webs underneath this one, but the others were fine. There's that. The lug nuts all look really good though. I don't know if they're new or not. There's the rotors. So I'm gonna start on the driver's front. I'm gonna jack up the vehicle, put it on a jack stand, and then take the wheel off, and then we'll get to the brakes. All right, the car's up on a jack stand. Now we shall take off the lug nuts. There's a bug right there. Dead one. Here we have it. Yeah, this rotor's nasty. You can just feel the grooves. Some transmission mount. This tie rod end link. Little boots ripped. Okay, let's get started. So these upper ones right here are 14mm, and the bigger ones down here are 15. These ones just hold the caliper on, and the other ones hold the whole bracket on so you can get the rotor off. Here's the pad situation. Look how nasty the rotor is. The weird thing is these were like glued to the caliper. I had to pry it off. Very odd. Now I'm taking the bolts out for this bracket here, and I have the caliper on a little jack stand. And just like that, pulled right off. Oops, that's not it. Look how pitted it is. Yeah, there's quite the grooves. I don't know if you can see them. You sure can feel them. Just the backside. It's all burnt. Yikes. Well, good thing pad wear is even, so that's good. We take these out. Oh, cracking. Whew. I'm gonna clean a few of these parts off. Is that even being supported? No. And then I gotta clean the new rotors off up there. Some brake clean, wipe them down, then we'll chuck them on here. There we go. They look brand new, minus the rust. But that should be fine. They're really pretty looking. Now we just need some maybe SS wheels to go on here. I think that would look really cool. I think so. Or some Saab 9.3 Aero wheels, the 2004 ones. I'll put a picture on the screen. I really like those. I think those painted white would look cool on here too. But yeah, we'll see. This one got the rotor on. Now we just gotta put everything back together. Here we go, got the new ones in place. And I'm just gonna set this on like this. Okay, I have the bolts started. Now I've got to get the C-clamp and compress this caliper down so we can fit it over the new brake pads. So basically what we do is you take an old pad, put it up against the caliper there, the piston, like that, and then you take your C-clamp, put it like this, and then crank it down until this is flat, flush with the metal. And then you can slide it over the new caliper, or the new brake pads. Just like this, and then you just twist this until that's flat. Call it good. Just like that. Now take the C-clamp off and it should slide right over the new brake pads. Now before you get started, make sure you pop the hood and check the brake fluid. You need to check your level and see what it's at. Mine was at max and I just compressed the front right or front left brake caliper and it's already way up here. So I'm gonna have to take some of this fluid out and discard it. But always be checking this because once you push in a few calipers, it might even overflow. That has happened to me before where somebody topped it off when their brake pads were low and then I put brake pads on and it overflowed. So just keep watching that. Now I'm going to torque this bracket down and the bolts are 87 foot-pounds, I believe. Correction, they're 85 foot-pounds for those. Right there. Those two. So I'll get that torqued down and then we'll put the caliper on. Okay, I've got the rear ones torqued down 85 foot-pounds. Now we got to do the actual caliper bolts. These bolts are 26 foot-pounds. Alright, it's all torqued down and ready to go. Now I'm going to switch to the opposite corner just to get that tighter because I want the rears and the front. I'm pretty sure you do opposite. I'm not sure, I'll have to check that, but I'm gonna do this one. Yes, this car's pretty stiff. I have the jack under the jack under there and only one jack stand over there, and its rear wheel is up. It's pretty cool. Okay, finally got this jacked up. There's so much suspension travel in the rear that it had to be really high on the jack. Look at that. So yeah, we got it though. All right, I have the wheel off. Now I believe these are 14s. These are 13s, or these are 14s, those are 13s. I'll check though. Here's the rear rotors. They're just about as crusty. Pads, almost gone as well. But, you know, everything else looks pretty good. Now the rear is different. So this is a 14 millimeter and this is a 13. And when you get it off, you have to twist this little wheel for the handbrake until it's all the way flat. You can't compress it. Found some dead spiders. That's off. Now I just got to get this bracket off. Now that everything is off, we can focus on this caliper. You see how it has this weird little thingy on it? Well, you gotta twist that. I'm sure there's a special tool for it, but I don't have it. You have to twist that, and when you twist it, this will go back in. I'm not sure if you have to push on it while it's going in or not. I've done it where you don't have to. But basically, I just get some channel locks and just have at it and call it good. These old brake pads out. They really don't look too bad. And clean this up. So I have done it. When you're done, it should look like this. Basically flat and pushed in. Now it's so easy to do. Basically, you get your channel locks, you grab onto the metal there that's showing. Try not to get the boot, because then if you rip that, not fun. You just twist like this. It took like a minute to do it. Very easy. Make sure you're watching your brake fluid reservoir as well. Got it in like that. Now that that's done, we'll move on to the brake pads. There's that. I have to temporarily pause because AutoZone gave me the wrong brake pads. So I've got to go do that. So here's the deal. AutoZone got the wrong brake pads for the rear. They're way too big. They're front brakes off of some other car. So I went back. They closed at 8. It was like 7:20 when I went. They didn't have the right brakes. I returned those, and they looked it up again, and the same part number came up. And we tried different years, and nothing came up for the different years. So I had to make it to O'Reilly's, which is pretty far away, and they closed at 8, and it's like almost 7:40 by then. So I bonsai to O'Reilly's right before they closed, and they had the right brakes, but they were $47 for these. Of course, they only had the premium ones, but yeah, there you go. So let's get started. These ones actually came with the hardware. The front ones from AutoZone did not, which is probably why they were $10 cheaper than O'Reilly's ones. But yeah, so I'm gonna clean up this bracket, get these off, put the new ones in, bolt that up, and then we'll throw everything together. And just like that, it's all together. Now we're gonna move on to this side, since it's up in the air as well. See? And I only have that side jacked up in the other corner. Let's do it. I got the wheel on this side. Now I'm going to work on this one in the opposite corner. But while it's on the ground, there's this one. While it's on the ground, I'm going to torque down these lug nuts. The wheel lugs all need to be torqued to 100 foot-pounds. So I will do that right now. Now for this side, speed round. Yeah. Looks so much better with those covers on. That's for sure. Brakes look good in there. Now we just need some bigger wheels so you can see them. I ended up putting this engine cover back on. I still need to clean it, but there you have it. Really ties in the look. I ended up sucking a little bit of fluid out of here, and it looks like I got it perfect. It's right at max. So now what we have to do after doing that is you come in the car, and you're gonna wanna hit the brakes a bunch until they firm up. They're gonna be all the way to the floor because it needs to pump all that fluid to the calipers. Now it's stiff again. Then you're going to want to do the same thing. Parking brake. Just like that. And then we go for a test drive. Let's take a look at our old rotors and pads. I already chucked the front pads because they were about the same on both sides, and I already showed you one. These are the rear rotors. Look how pitted they are. And the back sides were all almost burnt looking. Here are the rear pads, driver's side. Super thin. Definitely time for replacing because you can't even see that groove in the middle anymore. It's flat. Here's the other one. That one is kind of slanted. It's interesting. Here's the passenger side rotor. Same situation, super crusty. Then we have, I think this is the driver's side front rotor. Grooves, really pitted. And then this is the passenger side. It's not great. But compared to that, look what we have now. Oh yeah. Now we just have to go break them in. All right, time for a test drive. So far so good. I did a little braking procedure even though the box of the brake pads didn't say to. I still did it because that's what it was like with all the other cars I've done. You gotta go from 45 to 10 or 15, moderate brake pedal, so pretty hard. And then you go do that around 3 to 4 times. I think I did it about 4 times. And then you go from 35 to 5 4 times as well, I believe. I only did that 2 or 3 times. And then you have to drive for a little while to cool the brakes off. So that's what I'm doing right now. The cruise set at about 48, 49. Cruising along. Not so great miles per gallon right now because of my accelerating and stopping. But yeah. And that's going to conclude our brake video. The brakes did well, and it was not too bad to install them. Now, let's get on to detailing. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And have a nice rest of your day or night whenever you're watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.